Welcome back to the Kind Mama Club. Here you'll find strategies and activities for your little one, hit those developmental milestones, as well as sharing my experience as a first-time mom. I'm Gumi, a pediatric occupational therapist with the passion of making the world a more kind, inclusive, and supportive place. Here on this channel, you'll find practical OT strategies, mama knowledge, and encouragement so you can feel confident, supported, and never alone. If this sounds like the club for you, please subscribe. And today I'm going to be talking about my pregnancy journey for my first trimester. And before I get started, I just wanted to preface that I've always kind of wanted to get pregnant, and that the journey to even becoming pregnant was like rough. It doesn't go the way you want it to. There was like a timeline that we wanted to hit, kind of. It's just like so stressful, and I'm also irregular for my periods, so couldn't really like time it ish, kind of like it was really stressful. And there's like days where I'm like, okay, I want kids, and I'll get so I'll get my period, I'm like, okay, I don't want even kids anymore, let's like not try anymore. Like it was literally like this. Up and down, up and down. So when I did find out I was pregnant, I really couldn't believe it, because like month after month I would take the test and it was negative. So when I saw the 2 lines, it's like I was just like bawling. So for me, I'll kind of briefly talk about how I found out I was pregnant. So we were trying, and my period was kind of one day late, but my period's always late. But I was like really tired, and I get really tired and really sleepy like right before my period. Like I can't fight the sleep, and I have to sleep. So that was happening. I was like, oh, okay, I'm probably gonna get my period. But and then I took the test and it was positive, and it was one of those like flimsy small little strip ones, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. And I like drove myself to Target and I got like the clear blue ones, and I found out I was pregnant. And yeah, it was a wild time. Like it was basically my dream come true, basically, because I've always wanted to be a mom. So yeah, so I'll kind of go briefly week by week on how my first trimester was. So I found out week 4 that I was pregnant, and this is when my constipation started, and it was so weird. I was also like really sensitive to my husband's like gym clothes. And I woke up to a patch of my left hand itchy. I don't know if that's a pregnancy symptom, but I just wrote it down. Week 5, I have fatigue to the max. I'm just going to tell you, overall, my first trimester, I could barely do anything. I was just sleeping all day. Like fatigue to the max, naps all day. I can barely exercise, which I probably did not. And towards the end of week 5, I had no appetite. And then that's because week 6, I started getting nausea 24/7, which sucked. Like it really, really sucked. Nobody likes being nauseous, but when I was small, I had a really bad food poisoning experience, which like after that, I was like, I would rather die than throw up. Like I would rather do anything than throw up. Like throwing up was like, I don't want to do it at all. Never again. I would rather die. It was really bad. So being nauseous 24/7, it sucked. I didn't have any appetite, and I didn't want to think about food at all. So before pregnancy, I could basically eat anything. The 2 things that I don't really like are cilantro and mushrooms. So those are the 2 things. Everything else, okay, cilantro, mushrooms, and raw celery is what I don't like. But everything else I could kind of eat. So my food aversion started at week 6. And I put chicken, egg, and tofu aversion. Ew, any raw meat. Like the thought of raw meat was just like disgusting to me. And week 7 is when we did our first ultrasound, and it's so crazy. Like, you only see like a tiny little bean, but you can see like the heartbeat, and it was like such a surreal moment. Like, before that, I'm like, I'm pregnant, but like, am I really pregnant? You know, because I can't feel, I'm just feeling sick, that's it. But when you see the ultrasound, it kind of like 100% confirms like, yes, you're pregnant. So that was such a like wonderful, beautiful moment for us. And I also put, I'm starting to burp so much. I never burped so much in my life. And usually I can listen to music all day. Like, all day I can listen to any type of music, mostly any type of music, all day. And I put, don't want any loud music, just want a quiet at home or a car, like minimal stimulation basically. I can eat chips and salsa. For week 8, I had, I guess, the worst nausea. So my nausea got worse. One of the days I had half a smoothie, chips and salsa, and one hambagu, the Japanese hambagu, which is just a patty, and that's it. And I also put, water tastes so nasty, so weird. I can't drink water, and I switched to Pocari Sweat, which is the Japanese electrolytes, and I was just drinking that. And I put, let this nausea end soon, please. And my bowel movements are getting better, so I'm not as constipated. My first trimester cravings were Yogurtland, anything cold, anything junk food, and no healthy food, and I wanted pizza all day. And it's so crazy because I never crave pizza or junk food that much. I always tell my husband like, let's eat like protein, like healthy nutritional meals. But my first trimester, all I could eat was junk food. I remember telling my husband like, I want Taco Bell, and I never like say I want Taco Bell, and I'm like, I want a Baja Blast, and he was like, what the like, who are you? But so yeah, first trimester was all junk food. I also went to a concert my first trimester, and it was one of the most nerve-wracking experiences of my life. Number 1, because I was nauseous all day. Number 2, because of the restrooms, and you know, concert restroom lines can be so crazy, like super long. But like, what if I had to throw up like really fast? So I did bring like a throw up bag, and I was so tired. Like, usually I'll be standing for the whole concert, but I sat down like halfway, like not even halfway, and I was just like enjoying it. Ish. It wasn't like 100% fun. It was mostly like 80% nervous and anxious, and 20% enjoying the music. I specifically dressed for the concert with big pockets so I can have my emergency candy, which is lemon candy and peppermint, which I had all day, every day. If I felt nauseous, I would like pop it in my mouth, and just like, I guess the lemon and the peppermint helped a little bit. So that was my emergency candy. Week 9, nausea still. I can't stand food smells. I put raw onion, smells so strong. Oh my gosh. And I also projectile vomited this week, and it literally came out of nowhere. It was after I had my smoothie. So after that, I did not have smoothies anymore. I was craving pizza like a lot. So we were like, oh, let's just go to Costco and get those frozen pizzas. As soon as we got those frozen pizzas, my frozen pizza cravings were over. So my husband ate them. Week 10. Oh, I put food cravings to more Asian food. Finally, I still can't stand any meat. I threw up once, and before this I was just living off Pocari Sweat, like barely any water. Now I just want water. Week 11, I started getting a headache at night, and my headache was all day, and it was like a headache Like sometimes people get headaches because they're dehydrated or they're getting sick. It was like a headache I never had before. It hurt so much and I didn't want to take medications, and I put headache all day, worse at night, debated to go to the ER. I had a headache for 3 days. I slept all day and then I threw up twice doing work. So I guess I started throwing up a little bit more. So I decided to have Ziploc bags everywhere. Everywhere in the house, the drawers of the bathroom, on my work desk, in the living room. I just had Ziploc throw up bags for emergency purposes. Week 12, yep, I threw up again. Worst throw up ever is what I put. I put felt okay in a long time and was able to make milk tea in the morning, and it was so good with some 85 bread. So I guess week 12 is when I started feeling okay. Oh, and I was able to stay up and not lay down for most of the day, because before this I was just literally laying down. That's it. That's all I was doing. I don't remember anything else. I slept a lot. And I was talking to somebody and they were like, the life you're creating is taking the life out of you. So I was like, oh, that's true. Like all my energy is going to making the baby. So that's why I'm dead tired. Oh, and it was my first time doing yoga in a long time, and I did 10 minutes before I slept, and it felt so good because I was not moving my body at all before this. Oh, and it was my first time craving a good salad. And I put, am I back to normal yet? Because I was able to take miso soup, which tasted really good. And I remember during the first trimester, because I was so cautious of like what I was putting in my body, I would like look at all the food labels, and everything had, it was crazy, a lot of things had the P65 warning, which is informs consumers about exposure to chemicals that may cause cancer, birth defects, or other reproductive harm. Every time I read that, it would turn me off and I did not want to eat it. So that's why I was avoiding miso soup, because the dry seaweed that we use to put in to make miso soup had it, so I didn't have it. And I was able to gather the strength, courage, and energy to wash my hair by myself. So before this, I didn't have energy to wash my hair. My husband will help me wash my hair, which I'm so grateful for. Like I remember just like laying down and putting my head back, because I couldn't even sit or stand. Or I was sitting on the floor and I was just like this, and he would wash my hair in the bathtub. Like, oh my goodness. And decided this was the week I was gonna cut my hair, and I cut my hair the shortest ever that I cut it. Usually I have my hair kind of like over here-ish maybe. I had it not short as a bob, but I think it was like barely above my shoulders. But it was the shortest I've ever cut it, and I literally should have done it literally right when I found out I was pregnant, because before I cut it, it was kind of long. Man, every time I had to wash, or my husband washed my hair, it was a lot of work. I should have just cut it in the beginning. This was the week 12, that I went to my hospital, or the hospital that I wanted, for a hospital tour. Because this is when I started researching about where do the locations for birth and where I wanted to give birth. I remember I was the youngest, earliest weeks of pregnancy. Everybody was like in their third trimester, like 37, 35, 30. And here I was like because they were sharing weeks and things. I was like, I'm week 12. But it was because I wanted to look at all the places before I chose where to give birth. And I put week 13, more energy this week, woo! And the nausea has subsided. I was waiting for this day, for this nausea to be done. And thank goodness, because I know there are people out there who have nausea their whole pregnancies. Like, my heart goes out to you. And I started doing easy 15-minute yoga this week. Oh, and I started to put bio oil after showers, which is like the oil for your belly. And I have enough energy to take baths too. I love baths. I am a bath person. I love showers too, but like especially during the winter months, I love baths. And I put still occasional nausea and will gag, but this is nothing compared to all day nausea. Oh my gosh. And I put still uncomfortable and trouble sleeping and tossing and turning, waking up due to being uncomfortable. And this was the first time I tried eating out with my friends outside, and I think I got like a panic attack or like a anxious attack, because my first time going out in like 3 months, my husband wasn't with me. Like I think I was just like nervous because of the nausea and the throwing up and things like that. Like I remember my heart rate was like whoo, and then we were like eating katsu and I didn't want to eat it because I didn't want to throw up. Number one, it was like fried food, so I didn't want my blood pressure and my heart rate to go more, even more up. So yeah, and that was my first trimester. I'm glad and thankful that my nausea subsided, and it was only within the first trimester, because trimester 2 will be my next video where I felt quote unquote normal. And I do have a birth plan video with a birth plan template that you could take to your will be your hospital. I also do have a video about how to prep for labor, so check out those if you want, and let me know if you have any comments or questions. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.